Started out in Miami, which was cool, and he said possibly Phoenix. Those were two teams he wanted to get traded to. It's nice to walk in and say, I want to get traded to these two teams. Neither happened. Then there was a rumor of the Chicago Bulls, and now we're in Boston. So we'll see if the Brooklyn Nets trade him or not. Preseason will start in October, so we got a couple more months. Maybe something happens. And Ricky Williams played down here in Miami, and I was a big fan of Ricky. I thought he was a great back, rushed for over 10,000 yards. With those kind of stats, he could be in the Hall of Fame. He won't get it. But one thing Ricky likes to promote is his new line of marijuana. It's called the Heisman. That's right, with clothes and accessories. You can get that from Ricky. He's all over the place making appearances because he won the Heisman Trophy at the University of Texas. Hook 'em horns.
What was it called, Greek?
The Heisman. Thank you. With clothes and accessories. Ricky's cool. I met him. Really, really nice guy. And he was just super cool. Really was. So hopefully this does well for him. But he's full blown into the whole marijuana thing. He is. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. That was totally accident. It really was. But he is.
You know what? It's pretty.
That's so dope.
That's so dope. You're right. But yeah, it's in a lot of states in our country right now. It is legal, even recreationally. So Ricky's out there and he's promoting the Heisman. I don't know if the NCAA is going to get behind this, but Ricky definitely is. And like I said, you can get clothes, T-shirts. I know he was selling T-shirts for a while, puff, stuff like that, which was funny. He signed the football for me and he just said, keep on puffing, Greek. And I was like, I don't know. But man, he really promotes it. And he says it makes him feel good, just like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's another one who just says, hey, you know what? I feel 100% better doing it every day. So who knows what the future holds. But Ricky's got this for you right now, and that is your trifecta. Peace.
So I also posted some other things. If you go to realradio921.com and click on that Penthouse blog, not only do you have the entrance of Aaron Rodgers going into training camp as Cameron Poe is the name of Nicolas Cage's character.
Great job.
Yes. You can seek that out. By the way, what is that movie called? The one where Nicolas Cage plays himself? I just watched it.
It was
2
recent.
days ago. Oh, The Unbearable Weight of Something Massive Talent. The Unbearable, I'm looking it up right now. But I did. I just watched it because it's on one of our streaming services. It was really good. It's called The Unbearable Weight of a Massive Talent. Yeah, and he plays himself.
It's 100% cameo.
Kind of.
What's the storyline?
So he's kind of getting over acting because he didn't get like this part, and he's getting a little bit older into not getting whatever the parts that he wants, and so his agent, who's played by Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh wow!
Right.
So he was like, well, I have this gig for you, and you get paid $1 million or whatever. I think it's a few $1 million bucks and he was like, well, what is it for? Well, it's for him to make an appearance at a birthday party. And he was like, this is what it comes to, blah, blah. Well, after fighting it, he eventually goes, and it's this rich dude in a different country, and basically this guy is just obsessed with Nicolas Cage, and he just wants to hang out with him and do cool things and jump off cliffs and have some fun, and he's even got like this whole. Well, I won't ruin that part, but yeah, so it's his experience with this guy.
That sounds cool,
and they form a bond. But then there's, of course, craziness that ensues and things happen and stuff like that. So there's hijinks and a little crime and action and stuff like that. So
it's kind of a different
he's playing
concept,
Nick Cage, but it's not like a cameo, if that makes any sense.
I'm always amazed about these people who are so wealthy. Obviously, they're one percenters, and they get people to come sing at their birthday party.
Yeah, that's kind of
like Celine Dion, George Michael did a couple, but millions of dollars. And you think, but
at least they're doing something, right?
Yeah.
Like this is just come and hang out, I'll pay $1 million kind of situation.
Yeah. But even like birthday parties, like these people, Mariah Carey does a lot of them, they say. I mean, and she has a high price tag.
There was one a while ago that we talked about, it happened a while ago, Michael Jackson, it was like $15 million to get him to do 2 shows for 2 different birthday parties or something. Some dude in Saudi Arabia or something like that.
No, it is crazy. But also up there on the Penthouse blog, we have Greek's Graham Girl of the Day. We did Jeopardy picks its permanent host. You can seek that out. I also did the What the Florida story you're going to be hearing in the next 20 minutes probably or so. And that is of the Florida man who got busted for a DUI, and it's on a very interesting vehicle. And then I don't know if we talked about this one. This is one I posted later on yesterday. Oh, we did. It was J-Lo bearing it all for her 53rd birthday. And I don't know if you saw, this is for her, also for her J-Lo body line. They put a massive picture of her, like sexy nude body. And I believe it's on Sunset. What's the street in California?
Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard, I believe. Yeah.
That's famous.
Massive.
Is A-Rod there?
No, it's her ad, but of her, like her nude silhouette, like her, it's a side of her, and just absolutely stunning. So you can seek all that out. That's our blog, Penthouse blog, always linked up to our Facebook as well as our Twitter, Real Radio 921. And make sure you follow us on Instagram too, because we always put some fun stuff on there as well. Real Radio 921.
Thank you, Francis. We appreciate it. All the hard work you do with the blog. You and Jimmy always put up a ton of great stuff. Most people do work at, offices, and maybe not. Maybe they work at different places. But there's always a lot of things that companies try to do, which is maybe a golf event or a happy hour and things like that. And they feel that it definitely helps morale and activities. Today we have some people here. We're seeing I know I'm seeing a lot of people I haven't seen in a couple of years that still work for us. And what is your opinion about it? Do you think it helps morale, or do you think it's not a big thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think it can. Yeah. I mean, if you're doing fun things and everybody's cool and you enjoy who you work with, and yeah, absolutely. It was funny. Megan and I, she's on Morning with Wilds, but we still do Pillow Talk with Franny and Megan, and you can hear that here on Real Radio. So we were just talking because her husband's got a new gig, and she said that he was doing one of those fun, what are they called? Where your company goes out and it's like one of those bonding things, but you do adventures. Like sometimes you'll go to like one of those parks where you have to climb things, and they do like the Trust Falls or whatever it is.
Okay. All right.
Well, I don't know, but there's a name for those kind of, and I'm totally brain farting it. So, but they did something really fun like that, and they went to like a park or a trampoline park, and they were just trying to have a bonding experience with all the. And I was like, that sounds really fun to do stuff like that.
You said the golf place,
like Drive Shack or something.
That'd be cool. Something fun.
Sure,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Top Golf or any type of game. There's a game room up in Vero area. I know that they got everything from shuffleboard to air hockey to pinball machines to every console in there. You could do the same type of thing there, and people go there from offices or just a group of people.
Yeah.
Scouts or whatever, things like that. But
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
all kinds of different activities, and it can be fun. I mean, I tell you what, they don't do it as much anymore. But even around here, I mean, I know Andrew used to put together a bunch of
Games.
things where you play games. And whatnot, on that monthly meeting that they would have from time to time, and I mean, it can. You do stuff like that. Sure, it can be fun.
Yeah, and it just depends on the kind of person you are. Some people just want to go to work and do their thing, and they don't care about getting to know anybody or like team building and stuff like that. But some people really are into it, and then you have some who are indifferent and kind of just right in the middle. But I think it's good for morale.
I think it helps. I think it really does. I think it's good for people to do it. See people outside the office, you get to know them. In Miami, they used to do something. They stopped it now. I don't know if they're doing it this year. They used to do the Miami Marlins opener, and they would have a big barbecue. For everybody working.
Right.
It was nice. It was free. Everybody came. You could bring your family. And they also had tickets for everybody, which I thought was nice. And everybody got to know each other.
We saw that, and a lot of people did show up.
Oh, yeah.
We walked through the lot and saw all of them, and it looked like a great time.
Yeah, it was cool.
Company I worked for before I worked for iHeart, of course, that's over 20 years ago. They did the same thing. They rented out a park, like one of those state park type things. But it was, a big area from it, and same type of thing. Big barbecue, and bring the families, bring everything, bring your cousins. I mean, they invited absolutely everybody you wanted to.
Yeah, it was cool.
Same type of thing.
Very nice. Like I said, everybody got a ticket to go to the game. If you didn't want to go, you didn't have to go, but it was there. And it was also a barbecue, very easy. But I think it works. If you guys have done anything that you think is cool at your job, call us, 877-927-6969. Also happy hours.
Yeah, paintball is fun.
Oh,
get to shoot coworkers with paintball or even laser tag.
What's that? The mysterious rooms?
The escape rooms.
Escape rooms. They become popular too.
Yeah.
With jobs or again groups of any kind. But with work. Yeah. Do that.
I think competitive atmospheres are fun, right? Like even if it's something as fun and silly as go-kart racing or something like that. Yeah.
I think it's great.
We did putt-putt golf one time. That wasn't maybe 5 years ago or something, where our company went out and we
I do remember that. Yeah.
And we did. We went out and we played putt-putt.
Clint won, didn't he?
I believe,
for some reason.
I don't know.
That sticks in my mind for some dumb reason. Not that it really matters, but
I did not win, but I did get a hole-in-one in one of them.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good.
Baller.
But I mean, I used to work at a putt-putt company. So,
So I had the inside track.
I mean, but
there's a couple of ball jokes in there.
but yeah, that wasn't that long ago that we did that.
I went to one last week. I was invited to one. A real estate company had one at the one of the golf places, and I went as a guest with somebody, and it was fun. It was really fun. Everybody got into it. I think it's something cool to do. Happy hours. I know some companies got away from drinking because they don't want people to drink too much and stuff like that.
Yeah, those can be a problem. Like Christmas parties and things like that.
Yep, that's definitely changed. Where over the years, my God, people would get crushed at Christmas parties, and then you say something to the boss. Yeah, then you say something to the boss, and you're like, "Whoa, what's happening?" But if you guys have any stories or something you guys did fun, call us 877-927-6969.
Yes, and thank you 47142. You guys are great. They said corporate retreats is what I was thinking about, but I know that there was but there's like these parks. Have you ever seen it where they have like the zip lining kind of thing?
Oh, that's cool.
And like a lot of that stuff is aerial, where you're like climbing stuff.
That's cool.
And they do a lot of team building in these kind of parks. But yes, corporate retreats is what I was thinking of. Thank you.
So one of the biggest things that people have right now, and everybody wants it, I didn't have it at my house. Maybe I would have got it eventually, but it was the doorbell camera. And I know that people are saying now what they're
popular right now.
Yeah, everybody has one.
Well, they're very cost effective. I think back in the day they may have been a little bit pricier, and people were like, oh, but now you can find them very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Ring is the big name, but there's so many different kind out there right now.
What do they cost? $30?
I haven't purchased mine, but I know like when Amazon Prime was like during Prime Day, you could find, I saw one for $27. There was, so I mean, you can find good deals. You really can. And like I said, not all of them are top of the line, and they still do about the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what you do too, right? I mean, because like you can get a doorbell camera that all it does is be a camera for you.
Yeah.
Right. Then you get the one where you get a subscription so that like it'll keep video for you for time over time. Yeah, there's all kinds of different packages you can get. We got the Arlo ones that we gave away here, and I won one at the Christmas thing from this past year. So I've had that for a while. And the one subscription I have, it's only $3 a month. So I went ahead and got it. And then that way, like if somebody was to ring my doorbell right now, they just ring it like they're ringing for the house. It'll call my phone.
Oh, that's cool.
And I can sit there and I can talk to somebody.
Oh, wow. That's great.
If I there's something super, super, super important, and it's to me that's pretty inexpensive.
Oh, yeah.
For the subscription fee. The cameras can be upwards anywhere. You can find them for maybe $20-$30 to upwards of
over
a
to
couple
$300.
hundred.
Yeah,
it depends
absolutely.
on what you want to go with. But
there's so many different kinds out there with the Google Nest, the Remo. There's a Kangaroo. The Kangaroo is the most inexpensive one that I've seen so far.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, with the Ring, we have the same thing, because sometimes I'll be at home and somebody will ring the doorbell, and before I can even go answer it, my husband, he's at work, he's already talking to the person.
How about that? So they have the same type of a subscription.
Yeah, so
imagine.
But it's funny because that I say that because I was talking about the people with the cable provider trying to sell us cable and internet and stuff. We already have internet, but how aggressive they were and how they don't like to they won't leave. And thank you, Stacy. Yes, ropes courses. You guys are so good out there. The ropes course is what I was thinking for the team building.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you, Stacy. You guys are so quick. And so, but they were saying, because this one girl, it was actually a girl and a guy, and they just wouldn't leave. They would not take no for an answer. And so they text in. They were like, I use my Ring doorbell and tell them no from the couch. She was like, so I don't even have to answer the door.
That's it. No.
You don't even go. And that's so true. We should have. But yeah, so it's funny. They did this survey and they were talking about things that people utilize their Ring doorbells for. And it's not always, I think the real popular thing was for porch pirates, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people started getting them because that was an issue.
Sure.
People were stealing your packages from your front door. They still are. Yeah. I mean, it's still a very real thing. And it's funny because with the Ring, there's a Ring community, and you can set up a certain area and you can see what's going on, and people message like, oh, watch out for these people. They'll put it like they were opening up car doors, or watch out for this person. And you can get like crime details and stats and stuff in whatever area you put in.
People put up signs with the doorbell camera, like because they were talking about people stealing.
Like ADT or whatever.
Yeah, like we have a doorbell camera, to watch.
I don't know.
That could be a deterrent for some people.
Why not?
If you're going to steal.
Especially when it's one of those things you put up a sign and then they look right over to the doorbell where it should be normally, and lo and behold, it is there. And it gets me that there's still a problem with porch pirates because, I mean, again, like with mine, and I'm sure it's the same with yours, Franny, it instantly tells you, when you've got, when the perimeter's been broken. So it'll tell you right away that somebody's there. You may not instantly have access to it, but you can go real quick and see. Like I'll get a notification on my phone and it'll say something, give me some sort of an alert. And then from that point, now I can click right on it. Right there.
I think a sign would be great. Like, you're being watched. I
think these days you should just assume you're being watched. But like you said, they are very ballsy, Jimmy. But I think that the mentality is if they're covered up and you can't tell who they are, they're still brazen. They're going to go out there and get it. Yep. Yeah. But it's interesting. So not only people have these surveillance cameras to keep their house safe, but a majority of people also claim that they're spying on their neighbors.
Of course they
are. Oh, wow.
A new TV next door, huh?
In fact, 1 in 4 people admit to using their cameras to peek at what their neighbors are up to. 1 in 7 have confessed to getting an X-rated show after catching a neighbor walking around naked in their house as well, too.
Somebody's really doing that?
I know why. I mean, how dare they? My girlfriend said, she says that her neighbors, and she's noticed it because she gets called on all the time, and they always always telling the HOA that they're too noisy and they have too many people. But she says they have 2 cameras actually pointing at her house. Oh, wow. And that's because that's how terrible of a neighbor they are, that they want to see what's going on, and they want to have proof that they can show the association. If there's too many cars in the parking lot, or if she's having a party and she shouldn't be, whatever the case may be, she's always getting in trouble.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But I was just like, I guess there's nothing illegal to that, right?
Well, that was going to be my next question. I mean, how is we don't see anything like that addressed nowadays. Right, cameras like that. What about drones? Whatever happened to all the talk about drones and people using drones to go over to other people's properties and spy on them and go up to the window in their apartment building that's 4 stories up and peek into their window. I mean, where the privacy level ends, for people. And I was wondering because I don't know. I haven't read a whole lot about it.
I know somebody who got caught finagling at his house, and his girlfriend was away. And the next door neighbor picked up on something that he was doing with the doorbell camera.
Oh yeah, listen. If you got a doorbell camera, there's no. And first of all, you should not be cheating. And if you are, how dare you to bring them to your very own house? But with these Ring cameras, no.
You shouldn't do that.
I mean, they're gonna get busted.
Well, obviously he didn't realize it, but he got caught.
Well, he's a dope.
Yeah, his neighbor told his significant other and said, I knew you were away. And that was it.
So it was on the neighbor's camera, not on theirs?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's funny. Well, not that long ago, I think maybe 3 weeks or a month ago, we talked about how the guy had recently installed, and then he went home with a girl, and the guy, because it was so recent that he installed the doorbell camera. His girl was like, "Are you that dumb? You just installed this, and here you are entering into our home with a female."
That's terrible.
Yeah.
We were talking.
We were doing work.
Yeah, we do work.
She's the handy. She's a plumber.
There was something that we got to get to this after we come back from Florida Stories. Megan was telling us from Wild 95.5, and she also does the podcast with Francis, where somebody with a picture. Remember, she was saying some guy had an empty bed. He was in a hotel room.
Yeah, that was a story from 2018, 2019. And there's a video of it that went viral. But it's from the live feature when you take a picture on your iPhone.
Right.
So when you hold down on that photograph, it moves. So you can see what happened a little bit before and after the photograph. It's called the live feature.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's an Apple thing.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I guess.
Androids probably don't have it. So maybe it's just an iOS Apple thing. But yeah, I'll let you know about that story because this guy got busted because of that live feature on the photograph.
Yeah, it's a brutal story. It really is.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back with some Florida stories too. What do we have?
Oh, we have a drunk guy on a scooter.
Nice.
Yep. We also have 2 people who decided that they weren't going to get a babysitter just so they could go out and have some fun. And guess what? Now their kid is taken away from them. This is the second one in 2 weeks. What is wrong with you people? Plus, some more craziness going on here. What the Florida on Real Radio 92.1.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Your
Your shot at $1,000 is coming up in just a few minutes. It's the Inflation Vacation on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7, presented by the Glass Chamber.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Jennifer Collins. Hot and humid as we head through this afternoon with mix of sun and clouds. We'll see scattered showers and storms developing across the area later on this afternoon and early evening. As we head through the overnight hours, still warm and muggy with overnight lows in the middle and upper 70s. And as we head towards the end of the week, a little bit more sun with hazy, hot, and humid conditions by Friday.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. If summer is heating up your hiring needs, then you need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
You ever feel like when you're at work, everything you say sounds like this because you're completely unstimulated and you don't care?
But then, when you're talking to your friends about things you're truly interested in and passionate about, you sound like you're alive and loving every moment of it. Then maybe you should try podcasting with Spreaker from iHeart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. Just head over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker, and start your voyage from ugh to woo!
Throughout the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been a great deal of misinformation about the virus. We spoke with Sarah Lovenheim, Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, about how they work to provide Americans with the most accurate, up-to-date information about the virus.
It's a constant challenge, disinformation, perhaps our biggest one. And that's why, again, we've relied a lot on trusted voices in local communities across the country. We routinely conduct surveys of thousands of people across the country to also get a sense of what messages are resonating best and also what questions are most prevalent that we need to answer. So we have on our HHS website and through the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention many FAQs today about vaccine safety and efficacy. We've made a lot of progress today. We're proud, for example, that we closed the disparity gap in vaccination rate just a few months ago, so we certainly have more work to do.
To find COVID-19 vaccines and boosters near you, check out vaccines.gov.
Win $15,000 in replacement windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text windows to 20129.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Okay, open wide. Good to see you've been flossing. What's on your chest? Oh, that's just my lentil soup. It was supposed to be here an hour ago. I'll say it's unprofessional. We should have ordered through EasyCater. Food shows up on time as ordered. Yeah, it really burns me up too. Oh, the soup. Oh, hold my crackers. I'll go get the lead apron.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but EasyCater just does. Food for work on time and as ordered from over 85,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
From the Racetrack Traffic Center.
I-95 and the Turnpike crash-free, largely delay-free. A crash in West Palm along Dixie, just north of Southern. That's traffic. I'm Rito Grant.
This report is sponsored by Racetrack. What if you could get your morning going with double the breakfast sandwich deliciousness? Celebrate Hot Deal Summer at Racetrack when you get 2 breakfast sandwiches for only $4. Racetrack, whatever gets you going. See store for details.
This is WCCR FM, West Palm Beach, Real Radio 92.1, powered by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Been in an accident? Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the keyword money, MONEY, on our website, realradio921.com. That's money, MONEY, on our website, realradio921.com. Good luck from Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Hello, hello, and welcome back on into the Penthouse. And if you're just tuning in, then hi, what is going on? Good afternoon. This is Franny. I have Jimmy, the world's best producer and co-host, helping me hold it down. Hey, Jimmy.
Well, hello and good afternoon. Thank you for those very kind words.
Oh, welcome.
You superstar, you're a superstar yourself.
Well, you know, I try. And, of course, speaking of superstars, we got Greek running around here somewhere. But until then, why don't we just give him a little heads up on what that key word was if we want to, because I want that $1,000, but I can't win it. So the next best option is for you to win $1,000.
Well, that's $1,000 of what? We call that money, MONEY. Go to realradio921.com. Little pop-up window, come right up for you. Put in the word money, MONEY. That's your keyword for the 1 p.m. hour. You enter that in, and just like that, you're in the running for $1,000. And by the way, if you get a phone call in an hour or so from a 513 area code or an unknown number, pick that up. That could be us letting you know that you just won $1,000. Boy, nice ring camera with that.
There you go. Yeah, we just got a couple texts in about it. Somebody said that I guess the ring, because my husband purchased the ring cameras. I was not the one to purchase them, but you can always text us at 47142. They said the ring doorbells cost about $50 each.
Okay.
They say to save and access recordings was about $30 per year per camera. I guess it just got raised to $40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
and that's per camera per year. So they're like, time to shop around. It's inflation, people. Hi, G.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. We're going to get to some Florida stories and then that other interesting story that you guys might be careful when you're taking photos.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Yeah, so this couple, her name's Sefda and his Osman Karatas, decided that they wanted to party. And they decided pretty damn early, or shall I say late early, it was like 2:35 a.m., that they were going to go to the Clevelander and South Beach and have a good time. Well, I guess they couldn't find a babysitter at 2:35 in the morning.
Hard to find.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they decided that they were going to take their 2-year-old in with them.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
So daddy's got 2-year-old, right there on his hip, walking in, and the security guard was like, nope, 2-year-old's in here. This is a club. Well, turned him around, and I guess just moments later, they come back without the kid. And so the security guard's like, all right, this is a little suspicious. Well, what ended up being more suspicious is that he said that the dad kept on walking in and out and in and out of the Clevelander. And he was like, all right, something's up. So then he ends up calling the cops. The security guard did.
Very smart.
He trusted his gut. And police officers came, and I guess they found their car parked across the street from the Clevelander, and that 2-year-old boy was still inside of the car. They said when they found the young child, he was covered in sweat despite the car's windows being down. They handed the child over to the Florida Department of Children and Families and ended up arresting his parents, and now they are facing a charge of child neglect, what they say with no great bodily harm. But it's just one of those, like, what are you thinking? Not
very
thinking.
Sad.
Not thinking.
It's very sad.
It is very, very, very sad. And then, as I mentioned, somebody decided to get wasted and go into a Walmart on a scooter. They borrowed one of their scooters, by the way.
Sounds like a party.
He was having a great time until he got stopped. He was driving up and down the aisles. They said he was knocking over shelves, almost knocking over people, too. They had to run away from him, get out of his way. So Melbourne police ended up getting called in there. And when they did, they realized that This guy was super hammered. In fact, he had hard evidence on him. He had an open backpack in the scooter basket with a open bottle of Smirnoff vodka that looked like it was about how clearly this guy doesn't have, taste.
Tito's.
Tito's, yes.
Duh.
So they said that he was glassy-eyed, smelled like alcohol. When cops were trying to ask him for his ID, he was unresponsive.
He was smacked.
In fact, he was so unresponsive that they had to take him away on a stretcher. He refused a breath test when he was taken into custody, but he was still booked into the Brevard County Jail on charges of a DUI, refusal with prior citation, by the way, disorderly intoxication, and possession of an open container. So, talk about, you can get DUIs on almost anything, including a scooter at a store.
At a Walmart.
Yeah. So next time you're drunk or you're at a Walmart or a Publix, do not jump on one of those scooters.
It's okay. I'm drunk. Doesn't hurt.
Unless you want to get popped for a Dewey. And
Dewey.
A Dewey, yeah. And then we have a Florida man who decided, like, hey, I'm going to walk around and follow these girls who are staying at this rental. And it got pretty scary. This happened. A Merritt Island man was arrested. Alexander Savate, 33, was allegedly naked as he followed 3 women who were staying in the same rental, but for like several blocks, they say. And this was on the beach. But not only was he just following them and naked, but he was touching himself, what they say, continuously.
Creeper.
In a lewd manner. So just use your imagination on this one. As he followed them home, of course, the women called the police when they got in there, and guy was like, he wasn't even bright enough to like leave the area. They found him, and he was still naked, and they took him into custody after being positively identified by the women, and he was charged with exposure of sexual organs and was taken to the county jail. And according to his photograph, it looks his mugshot. It looks like he was pretty happy about his behavior because he is.
He didn't look too down.
He's grinning from ear to ear. I'm guessing it doesn't say on here, but maybe drugs were involved. I'm not really quite sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like when you lose your clothes, drugs are probably involved.
Or you're smacked.
Drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, drugs or alcohol.
Usually involved at that
That's just my assumption. Yep, and we'll leave it there with your What the Florida.
Great job, Francis. Always, we do it twice a show, 105 and 1105. You guys give us the stories, and then we send them to you. So Franny was just showing me on my phone about taking a picture, but break it down for everybody how you could maybe get in trouble.
So how you could maybe be in trouble? Yeah, so there's live.
You're doing something wrong.
And I showed him, and it's not, well, yeah, if you're trying to be shady, then maybe take that live feature off. And a lot of people don't realize that it's on most of the time. When I was showing G, because he was like, is this? I was like, yeah, most of the time it is on unless you make sure you remove that live feature, which basically when you hold down your photograph, it shows the actions of right before you're about to take that picture, right?
All right.
So
it is on Android.
Is it okay? I wasn't sure.
You have an Android, right?
No, he has an iPhone.
Oh, you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he has an iPhone. So there is this one dude that got busted, and he sends what seems like an innocent picture.